Check it out. I made a video called Are Mexicans Exotic to Europeans? And what's funny about that video is so many people, I feel, if there was ever a video where people just read the title but didn't actually watch the video, it seemed like this one, because so many of the comments were basically people trying to prove to me that Mexicans live all over the world. I've already made a video about that. But my question was, are Mexicans perceived as exotic? That was the actual question. And so someone who actually answered that question was our great friend, Fab French, one of the most faithful viewers and commenters on my channel before I even had 100 subscribers. He was around, and I learned so much from him. Here was his response. Quote, yes, I guess many Americans think that the United States will be seen as less exotic than Mexicans when they come to France, for example. That might be the case in the UK, but elsewhere in Europe, the USA is a foreign culture, as is British culture to us, by the way. US Americans, no matter if their ancestors are from Europe, are exotic to us. Anglo cultures are very different to continental Europe, especially compared to Latin and Catholic countries. Even if Mexico has lots of Native American influences within its identity, like food, arts, parts of genetics of its people, the linguistic and religious cultural base is more similar to that of France than the US would be. End quote. See, I love that. So much wisdom comes from Fab French. And what really stood out to me in that comment is where he says, when we look at, he said, that might be the case in the UK, but elsewhere in Europe, the USA is a foreign culture. US Americans, no matter if their ancestors are from Europe, are exotic to us. End quote. So let me, now I can take my glasses off. The reason I don't wear these in videos is because of the glare from the selfie cam. And I feel that anything is going to obstruct that visual, takes away the dramatic aspect of my channel, because I'm breaking the fourth wall. And this is eye contact, and there's not as much of that goes on anymore in an age of cell phones and smartphones and like unedited, imperfect conversations, which is part of the reason why I totally embrace the concept of people thinking that I'm ignorant, wrong, and immoral, because this is a very imperfect channel and I'm the expert of nothing. But okay, let's go back to, I can put these up now. So going back to this concept that Fab French is saying, forget about your ethnic background as American, the fact that you have Native American DNA or not. He's basically saying, forget that, that doesn't matter. What makes you exotic is basically your cultural perception. You as a whole, you're an American, and that alone makes you, and like I said in another video, people from other countries, it's like they're aliens from different planets. And I made a video acknowledging that. And I'm very aware of that. That's part of my shtick of this video, this whole video channel. I recognize that so many things I say on this channel sound like crazy talk to people in Europe, people in other parts of the world. And that part's never going to change because I am an American and I've got a different perspective in my life than people who watch my channel from other places. And I know that. That's the basis of this channel is, hey, I have a perspective, and just by me talking about something that seemed innocent and casual, turns out what I just said out of my mouth is really weird to a lot of people right now. And I don't even know that until someone leaves a comment and tells me how weird it is. But it'll never be weird to me because this is my perspective of things. So I've never thought about that before. Because and my eyes have been opened and I've learned something. My IQ has increased, and I don't have a high IQ to begin with. I have a high EQ, emotional intelligence, yes. Because I'm part of the minority of the world that recognizes that it is always a choice to be offended, disrespected, for someone to hurt your feelings, and also to forgive someone. It's always a choice, but most people let someone else make that decision for them. I'm very emotionally intelligent. My IQ, I have nothing to brag on. At best, I'm average, and that's not important to me. Being emotionally intelligent and connecting with people, understanding other people, understanding myself is very important. But yeah, I mean, I definitely learned something that my perception until I got that comment today, my perception was the rest of the world, specifically Europe, would see Native Americans, and especially Americans that have Native American DNA, whatever, Native Americans in general, whether in the United States or anywhere else here in America, that they're seen as exotic because of that DNA. And he's saying, forget that. Culturally, your identity, specifically as a United States, that's the thing that makes you exotic. And I guess it makes it that much more interesting that what is the United States good at? What are one of the things that we're really good at exporting? Entertainment. We're really good at entertainment. Now I would actually say, we got to give a lot of credit to Jewish people. They basically built this empire, and we have learned from them how to do this. That's no exaggeration. One of my fun games to play in life is I tell people, name a sitcom or a movie, and I'll tell you who the Jew is behind it, whether they wrote it, directed it, but who's the Jewish actor. There's rarely an exception to the rule. And Jewish people only make up something like 2.5% of the United States. So to be that present in entertainment, whereas let's look at the Asian population, which makes up somewhere around 4.5%, not that many Asians involved in entertainment, comparatively speaking. So Jewish people in theory are a minority, but yet they're so present in entertainment. And as a nation, we have modeled our abilities and skill set after that, and have learned how to be really good at communicating and entertaining. So I have to imagine that with so much American entertainment going on, whether it is a movie or a sitcom that gets distributed where you go, or it's simply YouTubers talking about America and our perceptions and your perceptions of us, it's still one more way that an American influences you or gives you a glimpse of our version of reality. And of course, it comes back to that classic debate as presented in the 1989 movie that I saw in the theater when it premiered, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, where Indiana Jones talks about that there's a difference between fact and truth. And that's ultimately a great way to describe this channel. I am less interested in the fact. I am much more interested in the truth, because we all have different truths, different perspectives. So of course, what I'm going to say is going to be exotic simply because I'm an American culturally. Forget about my DNA. Comments belong right here.